In honor of getting 666 subscribers, I'm going to talk about 6 awesome evil songs. Usually I do 5 songs or 10 songs for lists, but for this, I feel like 6 is the right number. So here's 6 awesome evil songs. The Number of the Beast from Iron Maiden, title track and a single from their 3rd album in 1982. I love this album. I have a bunch of tattoos of albums on one of my legs, and this is one of the tattoos. Eddie from this album specifically is what I have. This is the first album that had Bruce Dickinson as a singer. It was the last album with Clive Burr as their drummer before Nico came in as their drummer. When the album came out in America, people thought it was evil, religious and conservative groups, and there was events where they burned it or they smashed it with hammers. The tour that supported the album was boycotted and protested. It was a really big deal at the time, a lot of controversy around it. It's been listed as one of the top 10 songs in metal in a whole bunch of different types of best of lists. And it was in the charts 2 different times, 15 years apart. So it had a resurgence later on as well. And it's a great song and a great album. Evil from Mercyful Fate on their debut album in 1983, Melissa. King Diamond has amazing vocals. Super high-pitched, almost operatic. If you just heard them, you might not realize how evil they are based on the tone of how he's singing, but then also based on the words themselves. If you go read the lyrics, they are some pretty dark lyrics. Metallica covered this song, but it's so evil they couldn't cover all of it. They actually did like a medley of Mercyful Fate songs together. Mercyful Fate, when this came out, was going to go on tour opening for Ozzy. It ended up not happening. They say Ozzy got sick. I think they were too evil for Ozzy. If you're too evil for Metallica, if you're too evil for Ozzy, then you're evil, man, and that's what Mercyful Fate is. I also have a tattoo of this album on my leg as well. Year Zero from Ghost off their 2nd album in 2013. This song was also a single. It's one of the very few songs from Ghost that's not solely credited to Tobias Forge. This had one of their early guitar players who was in the band for a while credited with the song as well. I think there's only 2 songs that have that. It's very smart marketing when this song came out. There was something on social media where if you promoted Papa from Ghost, the singer, as being the next pope, then you got like a free digital version of this song. In the song, it's initially calling out the Dark Lord's name in a bunch of different varieties and fashions. When they played live, especially in the early days, there was a lot involved with this song. They would do a lot of theatrical things that were really heavy and really dark during this song. Almost the complete opposite of kind of how they are and kind of how they act now to a certain extent. And the single for this song, the artwork was based on an engraving, Satan presiding at the Infernal Council. So very evil song. Even though Ghost, it's meant to all be evil, it's very tongue-in-cheek. This song, there's a very evil quality to it for sure. Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath on Black Sabbath from 1970. This was a double A-side with The Wizard, which I love that song so much. The Wizard is my favorite Black Sabbath song. The lyrics are apparently of a true story from their bass player, Geezer Butler. He had a very occult evening where he tried to summon something and have something happen. Apparently he woke up in the middle of the night to see a dark figure, and there was a book that was given to him from Ozzy that had Latin occult writings in it, and the book was missing apparently when he woke up from whatever he encountered. He told Ozzy the story, and then they wrote this song. The music is also really meant to be scary. It has something known as the tritone. It has a very dark sound. It's not something new to music with Black Sabbath. That tritone sound was used in classical music already. It was used in the suite The Planets, and that's what inspired the sound for Tony Iommi in this song. It is, however, one of the first times you hear this sound in a really noticeable way in modern rock, modern music, actually in general. Am I Evil from Diamond Head on their 1980 album Lightning to the Nations. This was their debut album. And this song asks the question, am I evil? And they answer over and over again, yes, I am. Yes, I am. The song starts off with a segment of the suite The Planets, the same thing that was used to inspire Black Sabbath, the song, the album, and the band. This song as a whole is actually inspired by Black Sabbath, but a later Black Sabbath song, Symptom of the Universe. Metallica covered this song famously in their early days. It also kind of means that Megadeth kind of covered it kind of too early in their early days. When there was the Big Four tour of Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, and Anthrax, at the end they all got together. Kind of, nobody but Dave Lombardo for Slayer got together. When the other guys all got together, this was the song they chose to do. I'll Fight Hell to Hold You from Kiss on 1987 on Crazy Nights. I don't know if there's anything more evil than saying you're gonna go fight hell. It's pretty awesome. This has Bruce Kulick in it, his 2nd album with Kiss. After Ace Frehley, he's my favorite Kiss guitar player. Got to meet him one time briefly. Walking through the airport, I saw him. He's an amazing guitar player. He's got a cool YouTube channel. Check it out. He talks about lots of cool stuff related to Kiss and other things on there. Amazing guitar solos Bruce has. One initially at the beginning of the song, a shorter one later. They're both awesome. The first one's almost a little bit more ripping than the second one. With what this song is about, it's a Paul Stanley sung song. Maybe it would make more sense Gene singing it. Maybe Paul's fighting Gene. You know, he's like the demon character, so maybe he's on Hell's side. Who knows? The part going into the chorus sounds so awesome. Sounds like something Ghost would do a lot now. This is like if they took I Was Made for Lovin' You, but made that song a lot more awesome 80s hair metal. That's what you get, and it's a kick-ass song. Very overlooked Kiss song.